The following portion of Good Day PA is sponsored by the Bureau of Land Management's Wild Horse and Burro Program. More than 50 years ago, a program was created to protect wild horses and burros, specifically on Bureau of Land Management public lands. Part of this involves gathering some and then finding new homes for them. This is the Wild Horse and Burro Program. You can be an adopter. Natalie Lorette and Annie Ebers are here to explain more about it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So let's explain what the situation with horses and burros was in the early 70s and then what was done about it.
Sure. So throughout the first half of the 20th century, there was increasing competition for resources in the West as people moved west, competition between wild horses and people. People were harassing and capturing wild horses to the point that people were worried that the horses might cease to exist. So in 1971, Congress passed the Wild Free Roaming Horses and Burros Act, which charged our agency, the Bureau of Land Management, with the responsibility of managing wild horses and burros.
And here we are. So part of this meant gathering up horses and burros. Where and why, and then what happened?
Yeah, so we do still have to gather them. It's part of our management plan. Our forage decreases, they run out of water with drought, wildfires come through, and invasive species move in.
Sure.
Or sometimes even just nuisance gathers have to happen. They're on the roads that we drive on, and it's a problem for both the horses and people. So they exist in 177 herd management areas, which is where they were when the act was created. And that's across only 10 different western states. Most of those animals are in Nevada because Nevada is 90% public lands. But even though most of them are out there, a lot of our adoptions happen over on the east side here.
That's interesting, and that's my next question. Once they're there, you offer them up for adoption. How does that process work?
So we make animals available for adoption and sale through several different mechanisms. They could be placed at the holding facilities where they go after they're gathered. We place them through our online corral, through which we hold a number of placement events throughout the year. It's an online auction site, and there are a number of pickup locations that are associated with the online corral. And then we also hold in-person placement events like the one we're holding this weekend in Pennsylvania.
Now, so how has this worked? I mean, how many animals have been placed?
So since 1971, we've placed about 300,000 animals.
Wow.
But every year we place a couple thousand animals right here in eastern states. And we try to figure out different ways each year to adopt more, because if the animals go unmanaged, they actually double in size. The herds double in size every 4 years. So we have a lot of animals to find homes.
Yeah.
So one of those ways we have right now is the adoption incentive program. So once people adopt, they keep those animals for a year, and then we actually pay them $1,000 to help offset training costs, hay, panels. So that's just one of the things we do.
And I was going to say, so if you're thinking about doing this, what should a potential adopter know? Because these are wild animals, right? So how does that work?
Yeah, they are a little different than, just going out and buying a domestic horse.
Yeah.
So you do have to have 6-foot fences for 18 months or older horse, a 5-foot fence for yearling, and a 4.5-foot for burros. But the big thing is you can't have any electrical wire or barbed wire. You do need to have something solid, wood, livestock panels. You need to show up in a trailer that's covered, no ramp. We need to be able to shut those doors pretty fast because they get in there. And then a 3-sided shelter. Okay,
good to know. And tell us about, you mentioned an event this weekend.
Yeah. Yep, so we are holding a placement event this weekend in Annville at the Shale Knoll Arena. It's on Friday, June 7th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, June 8th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's free, it's open to the public. Anybody is welcome to come, whether you are ready to get a horse, you're not sure yet, or you don't have any way to adopt a wild horse or burro, you just want to learn more about our program and see some wild horses.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just say, if you have any more questions, or if people just want to tune in and get to know a little bit more, we're going to do our first Facebook Live at the arena on Thursday at 5 p.m. Just go onto our BLM Eastern States Facebook page and find out more about the event.
That's awesome. Well, we appreciate your time today. I was going to say, I'm sure if people are interested, there's a lot of questions. So check out the event, and we appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. This previous portion of Good Day PA was sponsored by the Bureau of Land Management's Wild Horse and Burro Program. And we're coming back right after this.